Hi, my name is Ruth Moto. For almost a decade now, I've been doing everything design, from fashion design, furniture design, and now interior design. I'm super excited to bring you on this journey, even as we dive into design conversation with Ruth. We'll look at everything from residential, building, construction, and commercial design. So jump right in. What type of person are you when it comes to planning your holidays? For me, I'm always looking for clear blue skies, lots of water, lots of vegetation. Basically, I'm a forest girl. I want to go to a place where there's lots of trees, where I can just walk in nature and I can sort of find myself. That's the thing about us as humans. We're always looking for places where we can distress, places that will ground us. And have you ever thought about it in terms of an organization? How can we do such design that can allow people, even as they're dealing with their everyday stresses, to be able to work in an environment that still brings them near nature? In commercial design, that is called Biophilic Design. Hi, my name is Ruth Moto, and welcome to Design Conversations with Ruth, Commercial Design. In this conversation, we're basically going to be looking at biophilic design and how we can incorporate it in our different types of commercial spaces. Biophilic design is basically creating environments that incorporate nature. So when someone walks in, they don't feel like it's just concrete or industrial around me. How can we find that balance of where people still know that even as I walk in my place of work, there's still a component of nature around it? So in recent years, there's been a lot of urbanization happening. If you look at even just our local place in Zambia, everywhere you travel to, there's a lot of construction that is happening. More and more, a lot of vegetation is being cut down. But then also, with this urbanization, there's also a high demand on us in terms of work. This is causing a lot of stress in the way we do things, but it's also bringing up a lot of diseases. And to the employers, it means that they're losing a lot of work hours. So when it comes to designing the spaces where our people work, how can we ensure that in the environment where they're delivering their work, where they're being productive, we are reducing as much as we can around stress? This is basically making sure that even as you're setting your goals for your design, you're considering how can we bring in nature, how can we incorporate biophilic design in what we're doing. There are a number of ways that you could do this. The first thing is actually incorporating nature itself. This can be done in different ways. This could be, one, by bringing in live plants. This helps not only with air circulation, but the fact that you are as close to nature as can be. I think you've noticed it when you go to Pinterest, Instagram, or you go into people's offices, and then you see they have live plants. That is basically bringing nature to them. Nature in plants helps you not only in your air circulation, but it also helps you take away, especially when you work very closely with a screen. It helps you look at something and divert your attention for a little bit, which clears your mind. Another way that you could do this is by incorporating water bodies, not tacky fountains or anything, but then if there's a way that your space can actually allow, bring in actual stones, have a water flow of those stones that not only brings in the water, but it also creates the sound of water, which brings calmness to a person as they work. Another way that you could do this, even as we're speaking about sound, is the natural sound, yes, of water hitting on the stones, but also the type of music that you would play. Are you able to bring in sounds of birds chirping, chirping? The same thing. Like, are you able to create an environment that can make people feel that they're still in contact with their nature. Another way is having design strategies that mimic nature. So you're looking at what type of paint do we have. If you look at earthy tones, natural type of colors, things that do not distract your mind when you walk into a space, where you are already feeling calm as you walk into the spaces. It's very important that even as you're looking at the type of paint that you'll be able to incorporate in your space, you look at it from that perspective. The type of materials that you have, this could be upholstery on your chairs. It could also be the type of furniture that you're putting inside. What type of materials are you using for that? Another way that you could do this is by creating murals. Have you ever walked into a space and there is a huge mural that is maybe of a tree, or maybe of a waterfall, or maybe of animals that are walking? Already that takes your mind into that position of thinking, this is natural in a sense, and it calms your spirit. One of the best ways actually of incorporating biophilic design in your space is designing around as much natural light as possible. Where am I setting up this office? When someone sits, are they still able to see outside? How much light is coming in with where they're working? Are they using artificial light? And how much of that artificial light works? Have you ever noticed how you find someone has a corner little office in the background and they don't see as much light as possible, and they complain about all sorts of things? I can't see properly, my back is aching and everything. Have you made a consideration of how can you ensure that the type of person that person is more productive and creative in the workspace? That's what biophilic design is all about. It's there to replenish the people who work. It's there to restore their mental capacity and just ensure that they're putting their best foot forward as they're working. And most of the times, we don't necessarily need to have holidays. Otherwise, we'll be having holidays all the time. But if we don't get the chance to get that holiday where we can go and replenish, we can still do that in the spaces where we work and interact with all day long. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode as we have discussed what biophilic design is and how it can be incorporated in your space. I hope you have taken some notes to see how you can incorporate biophilic design in your space and see how that can bring out more productivity and creativity. I can't wait to see you again as we explore other aspects of commercial design. Thank you.